So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome for the session. Thank you for joining us today. So today we have the AAO Student Discussions about the research and internship opportunities at the School of Sciences and Humanities. And this is held as part of the big, large event, Major Months. And so we're starting this week with the School of Sciences and Humanities. And as these are the student-led discussions, we'll have our experienced junior and senior students sharing the experience of research and internship, and also sharing the guidelines on how to choose your major, how to get the internship, and what career paths you can actually take in the School of Sciences and Humanities. So I hope that you will find this session useful and you'll benefit from this. So yeah, my name is Irina Sыздыкова. I'm the manager at Academic Advising Office. We also have some managers here, and so yeah, I think that we can start now, and we'll start with Daria. So Daria will give her major selection guide. So she will give you the presentation, how to choose your major, how to choose a minor, and she will also share her own experience of studying. So Daria, please.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Is it loading at least?
So now, yeah. So yeah, we can see now.
Hello, my name is Daria Taratinova, and today we are going to talk about how to choose a major as well as a minor, and I will also share my experience. So main question for today is, what major should I choose? And the first question is, why should you believe me? I'm a second-year math student, minor in computer science. Also, I'm a Calculus 1 peer tutor, so I had experience talking with first and second-year students. Apart from the role of peer tutor, we also spoke about choosing a major and minor. So what's the difference between major and minor? Major is your primary concentration of courses, and minor is secondary concentration of courses. Minor is optional. You can choose it and declare during your, third and fourth year. You can always check the registrar page to get some additional information. You can always download academic handbook and read all requirements. Okay, let's start. First advice is to identify your interests. First, try to experiment, then make notes, then analyze. So main question is, how can you identify your real interests? Here, as you can notice, the process is cyclic. So you always should start from experiments. You can try to participate in different kinds of activities. I tried to experiment in different fields. For example, I participated in theater. I did some extracurricular projects, starting from physics and ending in linguistics. Also, I took some online courses. So main goal here is to try as much as possible, as much different activities in different areas as you can. Second advice is to make notes. Here you should track the emotions and feelings that you experience during different activities. It may be helpful to know such details as what type of activities require more energy and time. For example, while completing some statistic course on Coursera, I could do it successfully with least effort, but I didn't feel such positive feelings as from writing some math proofs. It is my personal example, but as I have already said, I talk with a lot of people, and maybe when you meet students who tried to find the best major for them, and you feel that they are inspired and they talk with passion about their majors, you start to ask how you chose your major, and then they almost always answer that they just tried to find what they really like. In most cases, they tracked their emotions and feelings. Third step is to analyze. You can make different charts and compare feelings. And as you know, as I guess you remember, the process is cyclic. So you start again, you start experiment and find maybe something new. Second step is to do some research. If first step was more about emotions, emotional experience and feelings, then second step is more about real life. First question is what you will do. You should try to find maybe some responsibilities that you will do, or maybe some kind of specific work in what you will be engaged. So try to Google, listen to interviews and read. In my case, I prefer to watch interviews and read some LinkedIn profiles of mathematicians. That's how I understood that my expectations of what mathematicians do are different from reality. Surprisingly, mathematics is not about competitions, as I thought. Second question is where you will work. Try to get to know the market, salaries, different options, read articles, and talk with people in the industry, and don't be shy. You can always ask advice from senior students or from academic advising office or from peers. And last questions that you should ask is what are the required skills? What are hard skills and what are soft skills that you will need? So here again, read job descriptions and maybe you can read LinkedIn profiles of people who already work in some companies or LinkedIn profiles of some societies. For me, it was a great experience because I got lists with courses with hard skills that I should cover, that I should have, that I should master during my undergraduate degree to be successful in future, to get great job, for example. So here, next part of my advice is to compare. By this moment, you should know what you are interested in, where you can work, and more importantly, what kind of skills and knowledge you need. You should open an academic handbook and read courses offered by different departments. Compare what you need and the content of the classes. While choosing a major, I had two choices between mathematics and computer science. After a careful analysis of curriculum and communication with serious students, I concluded that mathematics will give me more flexibility and more options and more opportunities to get required hard skills. And also I decided to do a minor in computer science to get some programming skills required for my future job, for example. So the best combinations that worked for me is majoring in mathematics and minoring in computer science. So compared to school, you should give high priority to hard skills. Look at courses from perspective, what I can learn. Don't choose a major with easier courses like, I don't know, you may think that these courses are easier because you have good foundation, because you have good background, but at the end, I think that when you will graduate, you will experience that you still don't have enough knowledge to be as proficient as your peers. So try to choose more challenging but exciting courses. You may even not need to complete a minor, and you can take any valuable courses from different schools if there are available places. For example, during first year, I took linguistics, history, and computer science courses being math major. So major is really important, but the most important is to choose courses which you really need and try to make corresponding schedule and try to take these courses in second, third, and fourth year to get good hard skills. So, summary of my advice is: first, try to identify your interests. You can experiment, make notes, and analyze. Second, do research. What are responsibilities and required skills? And of course, where you will work. Third one is to compare. Look at curriculum and choose major and or maybe minor. And always try to talk with your advisors, with your peers, and with other students at university to get as much information as you can before choosing a major or minor. So if you have any questions, we will, as I know, we will have Q&A session at the end. But if you shy or you want to have long answer to your question, you always can write me to my mail or Telegram. I will be happy to answer to all of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Daria, for your presentation. So I think that we have some NUFIP students who are still undecided about their path to undergraduate school, and also some first-year students undeclared in their major. So we hope that you will find this useful. So we emphasize again that before making a choice of major, please analyze your interests. Please think more about the career prospects and the interests you have, so that this would be really a major of your choice. So yeah, thank you again. And now we'll move forward to discuss the research activities at the School of Sciences and Humanities. We have some presentation prepared by the student government, the Ministry of Research and Innovation. So Alima.
Hello everyone, my name is Alima Bazenova, and today me and my colleague Madina will present you a presentation about research opportunities in Nazarbayev University. So let me start presentation. So first of all, let's start with definition of research. What does research mean? Research defined as a careful consideration of study regarding a particular concern or problem using some scientific methods. While Oxford English Dictionary describes research as a careful study of subject, especially in order to discover new facts or information about it. While researcher is somebody who performs research independently as a research investigator or in general in any systematic investigation to establish some facts. There are actually different levels of researcher in regard to the year of study. First of all, let's start with the freshman. It actually corresponds to first-year students. And their work in laboratory is mainly based on volunteer activities. So it means that you cannot apply for credit-based courses like in laboratory. And also you are not allowed to work as array officially as a rate, so it means that you will not be paid. But still you can do any work your principal investigator or professor wants you to do. Next level is sophomore. It actually corresponds to second-year students. So now you can request to count your work towards course credits, but it actually requires spending corresponding amount of time. So it means that you will work in laboratory as your professor or principal investigator wants you to work, like for example, 8 hours per week or 10 hours per week. So you should negotiate with your professor. Next is junior. It corresponds to third-year students. So in third year, you can actually apply for a array position officially. So it means that you will be paid. If I'm not mistaken, for 1 month, arrays are paid $100 US, but for summer semester they are paid $300 US. Yes, and also senior. Of course, senior, as you can see from the picture, they have enough knowledge, they have enough experience. So you can also apply to array position being as senior students, but you should keep in mind that during March and April seasons, you will also apply for some jobs or maybe graduate school. So you should also take this into account. And now my colleague Madina will talk about research assistant position.
So let's get started. Research assistant is a student employed by a university or research institute on a temporary contract to assist in private or academic research. And RAs, they are usually students of first, third, and higher years of study who work under the supervision of professors who lead research projects. And they are accountable for assisting the main researcher in various tasks that vary significantly depending on the topic and the field of study. They can be really different. So, and next slide. And you can learn more about the research assistants because on our Instagram account, we as the Ministry of Research and Innovations have a project called 23 Questions with Array. And you can ask them questions and know more about their research and how did they get into the research. And main duties conduct experiments, formulate and or test the hypothesis, validate data, prepare and deliver reports, and of course be respectful in terms of time, writing emails, consultation, and etc.
Thank you, Madina. Let me continue. So now let's talk about what opportunities can actually research offer you. So first of all, you can actually pursue your interest. For example, there are a lot of students in medical labs who are working in interesting topics. They personally interested. So yes, you should also can start searching for labs according to your interest. Also, you can learn something new in terms of some methodology, some experience like making some electrophoresis or maybe other experiments. Next is hone your problem-solving skills. Also work on faculty-initiated research projects, gives you opportunities to work close to mentor a faculty member or other experienced researcher. And the last is basic knowledge and skill sets required for further professional careers. So it means that you should also think about your future. Like if you truly need these skills in laboratory, you should start searching for labs now. You should start searching for professors now. Yes.
And begin to explore opportunities now, how you can search for labs and professors. First of all, you need to look into professors' research and labs, like you can Google them, you can Google what research they do or what articles they published. Then you can use online services like Pew website, New Repository, Scopus, Google Scholar, and ResearchGate. And also you can visit Career Advising Center webpage. Like and also you can ask directly professor if he or she has a research and if they need someone to volunteer in their lab or so.
Yes, Madina, and also in addition, we have a website called Research NU KZ, where you can also explore some professors according in regard to their major and research interests. So it's a very useful site for young researchers, for young scientists. Okay, so now regarding our ministry, how our ministry can help you. We actually have plenty of projects. The first to begin with is research handbook. You can find this handbook in our Instagram or Telegram page. It offers you a lot of information about active labs, about some professors, maybe also some internship, research internships. It also gives you guidelines, how to start research, how to apply for professors, like how to email them, right? yes, it's basically it's like more general information, but still you can start with research handbook. Then we also have research pre-advising program. It's our new program. We gathered 8 advisors from different majors. They also can advise you, give some recommendations on how to start research. Maybe you have some concerns or problems, so they can also help you with them. Yes, you can also go to our Instagram and Telegram page, find instructions, learn more about our advisors, and make an appointment. Next, it's what Madina told us is 23 questions with array. So basically, arrays answering 23 questions about research, about their interests, about laboratory they are working with, the professor they are working with. So it's also helpful for young researchers. Next is laboratory tours. So we actually had only remote ones, but starting from the next week, we are negotiating with professor to start offline laboratory tours. So it means that we will record the session with professor, and then we will upload to our YouTube channel and also to our Telegram channel. Next, it's also interviews with SSH professors about their current research, also research from inside talks, and our new project. I guess it's Major Research Day. It will start from next week. So we are also invite everyone to participate in our Major Research Day because it's will offer you a lot of information, a lot of useful information about research, but in regard to the major. Okay, so follow us on Instagram or on Telegram chat and stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you, Alima and Madina, for your presentation. I think we really find it useful. So we see that the first-year students cannot apply for the credit-based or paid research assistants, but they still can look for the opportunities now and join their research activity in the professor team. So please get in touch with the Research of Ministry and the Ministry of Research and Innovation, so that to know more about these research opportunities. And now we have Darin. Darin is also the student at the School of Sciences and Humanities, and he will share his own experience of being a research assistant. So Darin.
Yeah, one second, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see the screen now, and can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Hello everyone, my name is Darren Amangalif, and I'm going to share some personal experience of being a research assistant myself. So let's start with a short introduction. Yeah. So I'm a third year political science and international relations student, and currently I'm a team leader and peer mentor at the academic advising office that organizes such cool events for our freshman students. And just to show that I have a certain credibility of talking about the research assistant experiences, that I have been a research assistant under the Jessica Neffy's coordination at our university, where we study together the corporate behavior, corporate responsibility of the extractive companies in Kazakhstan. So it's like how companies behave and what policies affect them. And as a secondary experience, I was also a research assistant at the CoronaNet organization, which is an international organization based in Germany, I guess, that collects all policies from all around the world regarding the government response to the coronavirus. That was really interesting. in the means that there was a huge team of research assistants from different parts of the world. So that was interesting, yeah. Okay, so some of people might have heard about the position of a research assistant, and some might have impression that like what it is and why we should be a research assistant. So first of all, that I'm gonna say is research assistant gives a professional academic experience from highly qualified people. So basically, the researchers are very qualified. For example, if taking our professors at university, they are extremely educated people, and with coordination of such qualified personas, you want it or not, you'll gain the academic experience from these people because their influence is stunning. And I call this researcher's vision from being a research assistant is that every class that is connected to that research at our university, it starts to make sense. So, for example, every concept that seemed an interesting concept that we will forget just after the exam starts to make more sense because you see the application of that concept in real life, because you encounter that concepts in a research usually a lot. And also, the research assistant position can give you a great understanding of the major and other related topics. If we're talking about the social sciences, the news section, and everything that happens in our daily routine starts also to make more sense. And other thing is networking. So usually research assistants talk and communicate with professors and other professional people a lot. So you have always a person who is ready to give some advices and advice about the future perspective, future studies, and some personal that you're interested in, because they're also were students sometime, and especially when talking about the master's degree and the application to other universities, professors are very helpful. Yeah. And just shortly, as previously it was explained, what RAs do, specifically at Nazarbayev University, research assistants, first of all, of course, follow the commands of the professors, or if the research is being conducted by the master's degree students or maybe the PhD students, we always should follow the commands because they're professional. We should believe in them. And also, as a general thing, attending the weekly meetings is very crucial, because from my experience, that missing one meeting can cost you productivity in the future. Yep. So what research assistants at university usually do, and why are they needed? Overall, the importance. The main importance of the research assistants is the data collection process, which is, I think, not that I think, that is the beginning part of the research. So we need data to analyze. We need some data from which we can conclude some connections, correlations, and conduct the study overall. So data collection is a very broad term, but as at our university we have positions of research assistant from different majors, from different fields. I'll try to be more general. That I will stick to general explanation that can be related to all the majors. So mainly is that you have a particular data, and we have to analyze them. If we have some, if we have the main topic of the study, we should look for them in the data. In social sciences, that can be certain reports, certain papers, policies, documents, and news. And we have to look through them. We have to analyze a large amount of data and highlight the specific moments that could be interesting that are related to the study. And some arrays do the translation of a written or the audio documents. I guess that's the benefit of being the native speaker in Kazakhstan, is that usually our professors, when coming from different countries, they do not know the Kazakh or Russian languages, and that's why we're becoming more helpful in that we understand that language and can tell the we can understand and analyze the data on a professional level. Yep. And the next stage, once we have the data, we should collect them in a codable format. The codable format means in a format that will be easier to analyze and run through statistics. The easy example would be, for example, we can code the yes as 0 and no as 1. So we can see the correlation and results in the statistics. And how do we analyze the data? We have different analytical statistical tools, such as RStudio, which is mostly used in social sciences, and really, personally, for me, is more comfortable for doing the research analysis and the statistics. We also have a Python, which is more advanced and gives more opportunities on that, on analyzing the data. And we have also Excel extensions, especially I'm talking about the spreadsheets. Google spreadsheets. They have very good functions, and through them you can run the different regression analysis, etc. So they provide a very good statistical tools. And if you're lucky enough, you will be involved in writing the research paper, the final part of the final draft of the paper, which will be published, and your name can be mentioned as a co-author or as a contributor to the paper, which is really helpful in applying to master's degree and other positions. The special skills that I got from the research assistant experiences, learning some technical skills. So I used to have difficulties with running the statistics, and now I'm fast at it. Yeah, I get used to the statistical analysis process, and I got used to just entering the data and make the analysis and see what are the tendencies that we can gather from the data. So it's like analytical thinking. It boosts your analytical thinking for sure. We also, as a special skill, I guess, so a research assistant can develop a hawk's eye on possible tendencies that are related to the goal of the research. And the thing that is very practical in real life is that consuming large data becomes more easier. So yeah, it's all about then boosting your analytical skills. Yeah, so those things I mentioned before. So yeah, it's about the application of class materials in daily routine. In case of political sciences, analyzing the news more carefully and being the smart ass compared to the other classmates. Yep. Yep. And maybe as a minor thing is having a array slang. Yeah, it's like running through statistics. They have different terms, and yeah, that's just a minor thing. And I want to highlight the contribution of the School of Science and Humanities for becoming an array. Is that honestly, I think that School of Science and Humanities prepares students for becoming a research assistant. I mean, at least they provide the special skills that that will be useful, that will allow to become an appropriate research assistant. The first thing that I want to highlight is a course selection that is designed, from my point of view, effectively. So what I mean by that is that different majors have their course selection schedule, like the priorities, what courses some students should take in a particular year, and most courses have their methodology parts, and methodology parts really they are very well prepared for the students to understand how the research is going, how the what people are expected and to do while doing the research. I think that is a really effective requirement from our School of Science and Humanities. And also we have lots of events from the SSH department, such as the lectures of the professors' studies. We have the lectures from the PhD students, and that leads me to the third part, is that sometimes we have special videos, special moments at the end of the year where we can visit where we can visit the PhD students' defense of the thesis. That is really important, I think. Yeah, that gives an opportunity to see how that how the professional area of your major, of your study, is going to be in the future, at least how it looks like, at least for the orientation. And yeah, opportunities of researchers at SSH is that students can get credits for being a research assistant. So so it will not count as your personal curriculum extracurricular activity. It can give you the credits. Usually it's a 6 or 2 credits, but it also depends on the study, on the type of the research. And the thing that I really like about our department is that our department like promotes the office hours. When we contact with the professors, that helps a lot to understand the professors' overall and the study which they do. So the office hours are really helpful in preparing to be the more professional in that. And by being more professional, we are more ready to be a research assistant. So there are very different, lots of different types of the researchers in the SSH department. And starting from the natural sciences, natural science subjects such as biology, chemistry, physics, and math, some of them work in a laboratory, some not, and they have a more trained and professional approach, which requires a little more time to adapt. Yeah, and as I noticed, the such opportunities and positions can be found on the Career Advising Center platform. Yeah, I noticed that they post a lot of vacancies. So, yeah, they offer a lot of possibilities for students. And regarding the social science, and humanities, such as sociology, PSVR, economics, etc. So arrays usually are involved in data collection process, and data collection usually runs through the reports, readings, etc. Usually also people do the interviewing stuff, which is also really important in analyzing data because it requires also training and CITI certificate to be allowed to interview people. Yeah, there are also different types of researchers. Yeah, if we're talking about the social sciences, we have the duplication, experimental, qualitative, quantitative methodologies of the research. And usually most of them are being recognized in the registrar, which gives you more awareness. So if you see the course such as independent study, that means that a particular professor is hiring a new research assistant. And lastly, I guess it's a personal recommendations. It's that I really suggest all people which are freshmen is to trust the social science and humanities program. Yeah, so our program is designed in a way that first year students have a priority to select courses. 100 courses, like intro courses, which are really important and can affect your future, which can affect your future major selection, of course, but it also, as it helps you to identify your major more easily, it can give you a more understanding of what kind of research or what is your topic of the interest will become in the future. Yep. And the recommendation number 2 is kind of rough but effective, I guess. Yeah. So sometimes, especially in the beginning years, we should. I recommend considering professors as a functional like devices, because I mean they are ready to provide a lot of data. They are ready to suggest to students everything. If, for example, if a professor sees the enthusiasm and the curiosity of students, the professors are usually help them to realize what their topic of interest, and they usually talk with students. That that gives a lot of advantages in being more confident about the topic of interest. And also, let people know your interest and enthusiasm about something, about the research, because professors might give you the really great advices on that can decide your choice in the future as well. Also, just shortly about the specific clubs. When you're entering a specific club, usually it means that there are people with the same interests but different views, and that will give you a thinking that there are different perspectives, there are different aspects in a particular area. Yeah, and the last 2 things is about the technical skills first. The arrays usually do also the arrays are usually helpful in running the statistics. And even though you might think that data analysis might be boring and somewhat hard, that will become helpful not only in the research, it will become helpful in different internships at the corporate level. Yep. And also, please visit and read the related literature. It will enhance your understanding of the topic. I think that's it for me. Thanks for visiting, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask.
Thank you, Darin. So we first got the general information about what the research is, and now we get the first-hand experience of how it feels to be a research assistant. So, and thanks to Darin again. So we got the information about the information specific to the School of Sciences and Humanities. So we see that the school offers some methodology courses which will really prepare you for the research activity. So yeah, thank you. But aside from the research activity, you may also want to apply for the internship. And we now have the next speaker, next and last speaker, Dana. So she'll give you the guidelines on how to get the internship.
Yeah, hello everyone. So I'm going to share my screen. So can you see the presentation?
Yes, we can.
So as Zarina already introduced, I am going to talk about the internship guide. And let me first introduce myself just briefly. My name is Dana. I'm senior math student, and I have worked as research assistant at the Institute of Smart Systems and Artificial Intelligence. And also, I had an experience of being research intern at the Queen's University Belfast, which is located at Northern Ireland, UK. And so I have some couple of research publications that I co-authored, and also I'm currently a peer advisor at Academic Advising Office, which means that you can, if you have any questions, you can make an appointment with me, and I can explain you some, if you have some questions regarding my research experience or maybe internship, I can answer you during the meetings. Also, I was a member of the Ministry of Research and Innovation and co-authored Researcher's Handbook. And just to mention my research interests, maybe you are also interested in these fields. I'm very interested in data science, computer vision, and statistical machine learning and artificial intelligence. So let me answer first to the most important question. Why do you need an internship? well, it is obvious that you probably need it for some experience, but some of you might think that since I'm still student at foundation, or maybe I'm freshman student, I did not decide yet what I want to study, so maybe it's too early for me to do an internship. I would say that you never know until you try, so you should try and see if there are some particular areas of interest that you might consider. So some benefits of an internship is you can apply your knowledge in practice. As Darren already said, during the classes you acquire some theoretical knowledge that you are not sure how to use in practice, and research and internship offers great opportunity to see how this knowledge can be applied, and you will be really astonished by how many applications your knowledge might have. So, and also internship helps you to determine and explore your career path. It also helps in gaining some important connections, networking, that, for example, you can have some important connections that can guide you during your bachelor degree and maybe help you to get into to graduate school, or maybe to find some job after the graduation. Also, you will learn how to work in a professional setting, learn some work ethics. Also, it might be intuitive for some of you, but still it is better to learn this in practice. Also, one of the main benefits of having an internship is gaining from the collective wisdom of your colleagues, because your colleagues are usually experienced professionals, and you can ask them any questions that you are interested in, and because you are intern, and it makes legitimate for you to ask many questions and to learn some new things. So you will gain from their wisdom, and it helps you to acquire first-hand experience. During the internship, you might face lots of challenges, and you will learn how to overcome these challenges by experience. Maybe firstly you will be stressed, but then you will get used to it and just build some skills that will help you during your bachelor or undergraduate studies. Also, you will foster soft skills. Obviously, you will have some communication skills and leadership skills also, because sometimes you might need to undertake the project yourself, even during the internship. And during this time, you can learn how to distribute tasks properly, or maybe how to come up with your own ideas, and which will help you to boost your leadership skills. Also, obviously, it is a really good line in CV, which will make you competitive in job market after the graduation or during the undergraduate studies. And also it will help to discover how organizations and professional workplaces operate. In the next slide, since I'm a math major, I think it is legitimate for me to specify what kind of job opportunities you will have after the graduation, after receiving math degree. So it is a math degree offers really opens the door to variety of professions. For example, you can be a statistician, actuarial scientist, which will allow you to work at life insurance or any insurance companies, and also finance and accounting, data science, which is really very popular among math majors currently, and also data analysis, robotics and artificial intelligence, and less popular ones are engineering and medicine, because for those you probably will need to pursue some masters after bachelor in math and acquire some additional knowledge in order to work in these fields. And also it is very popular to go to pursue graduate studies after receiving bachelor in math. You can visit Career and Advising Center and look for the information about our graduates, and there are some certain statistics on which schools, for example, math majors got admitted after undergraduate studies, so you might be interested in reading and analyzing those data. And there are some sort of misconceptions that only the graduates after math degrees that are interested in pure math usually pursue master's or PhD. However, I would say that even though you want to work in industry, you still might consider pursuing graduate studies, because you might find it your knowledge not efficient enough, not sufficient for industry. And so there are some, for example, masters in finance, masters in actuarial sciences, quantitative finance that you can consider after graduating math, bachelor in math. So coming to my research internship experience, I was doing research in data analysis at Queen's University. So I was remotely working on the project about the quantification of interactions in the school classroom. So I was given some categorical data that consisted of time series, time, and some variables. So I needed to apply some technical skills such as programming in Python and statistical knowledge in order to derive some meaningful conclusions, to identify correlations between this data. So, and then I visualized this interaction in Python using some charts, and also I used MATLAB for that. So basically, I was applying my mathematical background in psychology and education. And actually, SSH helped me a lot to get this internship abroad, because for example, math department offers really flexible course content, which allows you to take various courses apart from math department. For example, you can take some computer science and robotics department courses. And also there are many courses in math department that you can take in order to increase your competency, for example, in programming. For example, there are some courses such as statistical programming and regression analysis that are really useful for future statisticians and data scientists. So also SSH is not only teaches us that doesn't only teach us to accomplish some task, or maybe to do some homeworks from professors, but also to derive our own, to devise our own ideas, to make research and come up with our own approaches, and that we can apply in real life. And this is really a very useful skill that will be highly demanding during the after graduation or during the undergraduate studies, if you want to apply, for example, to research assistantship position. And maybe we are coming to not less important question: how to get internship abroad. So this is just my personal advice. Prior to start looking for internship abroad, you need to gain some experience at NU. In my case, before I was accepted to internship abroad, I had some experience in research institute, ISAI, which is located at NU, and therefore I gained some experience there, and I really so I had some really good technical background before applying to the internship abroad. And also you need to maintain good academic standing. I'm not saying very high, because it is still possible to get internship even if you don't have high GPA. So you should not be very obsessed with the GPA. And I think in internship, what really matters is, what really more matters here is your experience prior to this internship, if we are talking about internship abroad. So also you need to take relevant courses and discover your field of interest. For as I already mentioned, there are some certain courses and in math department. If you want to do research in data science, for example, you can take these courses. They are they will be really useful and applicable during your internship. And also you need to start then, after gaining this experience and having enough knowledge and competency, you can start looking for internships and some exchange programs for undergraduate students. And in the requirements, there should be specified that they are looking for undergraduate students. Otherwise, it is just waste of your time if they are asking you, if they are particularly looking for master's or PhD students. So you need to be very attentive in this case. Also, you make sure you meet all requirements, as I already said, and qualifications needed for this intern position. And then you are ready to apply. And my personal piece of advice here is, when you will reach the interview stage, show your interest in the subject and motivation to work by asking the questions from the interviewer, because interview is not only about the interviewer asking your questions and getting and knowing you better, but also it is a chance for you to know about this internship more, because maybe you are not even interested in studying this, in working there, or in doing their tasks that they are giving to you. And also, if you are showing enough interest, and this will portray you as some proactive student, and also initiative, and also very who possess leadership skills. So, and that might really differentiate you from others, because frankly speaking, to some particular internship abroad, especially, there are lots of candidates, and all of them have some high technical skills and very good competitive GPA. So you need to show your soft skills in order to catch their interest. And therefore, I'm advising you to ask questions. If it is, for example, research internships, you can ask more specifically about the research subject, about what you're, maybe ask some literature in order to be prepared for this internship. And what did I learn from this internship? Most importantly, I revealed the application of my major, which is mathematics, and specifically, I was analyzing categorical time series data in psychology and education. For me, at the first glance, it is really not connected fields, and therefore I was really amazed of how math can be applied literally everywhere. Therefore, you can just reveal another applications of your major, or maybe study the intended one. And also, I strengthened my programming skills, and also leadership and communication skills, because since I was working with professionals in the field of psychology and education, I was the one who was responsible for technical part of this research project. Therefore, I needed to make my own decisions and propose my own approaches how to solve the problem. Therefore, I built strong leadership skills, because I recognize the importance and responsibility of me being in this team. And also, I got valuable connections with professors from Queen's University Belfast, because even though our contract has finished, they still proposed me to work under this project, just so voluntarily. But I'm still I'm still in touch with them. We're meeting once in a couple of weeks. And they are really very kind in helping me to choose right degree for graduate school. And I was also engaged in meaningful discussions on how to efficiently approach the problem with professionals in the field. Even though this experience was remote, I really enjoyed our weekly meetings, or even we had more frequent meetings in the past, in summer. And also, I boosted my professional knowledge and upgraded my CV. And finally, I explored different culture, because they were often talking about their culture and life at Northern Ireland. And at the end, I would like to provide some general advice from senior student to foundation and first year students. Firstly, you need to focus on university courses during first year and foundation year. You need to have good GPA and at the start, and also try to find the area of your interest, because this is your time to explore various opportunities, maybe visit some info sessions organized by student clubs, and as Darren already mentioned, some PhD thesis defenses. They really might be interesting for you and will help you to get some idea on what things you want to work in the future. And also build some strong background knowledge, because this knowledge will be helpful during the coursework in later studies, in later years. And during the second year, you can start, you can find a professor or research supervisor if you want to do, of course, research assistantship, and then start doing research and try to make scientific publication. But it's okay if you don't have one during the second year. It is really rare cases. Then during the third and fourth year, you can try to make scientific publication. Also, you can find opportunities abroad, since you already gained some experience during your first and second year. And finally, you can continue engaging with professors from your department and prepare for graduate programs if you want to pursue graduate studies, or if you just want to work at industry, you can start looking for some internships and maybe preparing for the interview, because often mock interviews organized by Career and Advising Center. You can take this opportunity and start preparing to be hired after graduation. And I think that's it. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer and help you.
So thank you, Dana. Thank you for sharing your internship experience. So we see that the internship experience is not limited to Kazakhstani companies and organizations. You can also get the internship abroad. And the courses at the School of Sciences and Humanities really help students to get to these internships. So now we'll move to the Q&A session. If you have any questions, please raise your hand or write down them in the chat, and our speakers will answer the questions. If you have any. Any questions related to the, I don't know, the credit-based research? So we have the question about what is credit-based research? Alima, could you please refer to that? Could you please answer this question referring to the research handbook?
Yes, for that, actually, if you go to our research handbook in Appendix A, if I'm not mistaken, you will find the list of courses that will give you some experience in laboratory, and they are all credit-based. Also, what credit-based research mean, you should negotiate with professor, and he will open the course only for you, and it will be credit-based.
So the credit-based research means that you will get so you know that during your 4 years of study at the undergraduate school, you need to complete at least 240 credit requirements. And so if you get the credit-based research, this research activity will be counted towards your overall degree requirements, so that you would not need to get another course or anything, but the research activity also counts towards this degree. Yeah, and this also will be reflected on your transcript. So it means that as you get the diploma, you'll get the whole transcript and the whole list of courses, and it will go that it will be written here that you've completed the research or independent study or anything. Any other questions?
May I also ask about the credit-bearing
Yes.
research? Yep. When applying to the master's degree, the admission office also pays attention to that because it gives official confirmation that a particular student had the research experience at a particular university. So that gives more credibility and authority.
Yeah, thank you.
And can I also answer the questions that are asked in the chat? But I think it's a really important question. So I am asked, does NU help me to get internship, or I found it myself? So I would answer that in this case, NU didn't help. Directly didn't help because I found it myself. It was IS the exchange program. If you're interested, you can visit their website and see conditions and requirements. So I found it myself.
But we also can get help with the career advising center. So we can also make an appointment with the career advising center and get their consultation, how to get the internship. And they also provide consultations on how to write your CV, how to write the motivational letter. So if you find any internship or you find an internship on their website, so they also offer some internships for the Kazakhstani companies and organizations. You may also find one there and get help with getting prepared for the internship there. So how many hours per week do you usually spend doing a work related to research activity? So Darin.
Yeah, sure. It actually depends on the study, on the type of study. Yeah, and it also depends on the tone of the professor, the tone that professor sets. So personally for me, I spend around 5-6 hours per week. So that's not that a lot because we just collected all the data. But when we were in a data collection phase, we devoted a little more, but maximum we had 10 hours per week. So it's not that really time consuming.
And I also think that if we get back to the credit-bearing research, so we say that the requirement is that the workload should be no more than 40 hours per month, the official workload. The other question is, to what extent does the research in bachelor's affect the chance to be enrolled in the master's degree? So Dana, maybe you can answer this. So as you're getting prepared for your graduate studies.
Well, this is really a good question. I think it really helps to get into PhD degree, but I'm not sure about masters. I know that it is not necessary because for master's degree, for example, some research, some internships might be sufficient, but it is really still very helpful if you have some research experience in your CV as well, especially if you don't have a high GPA. So your research experience might account for your relatively low GPA and might give you some credits and make them consider you as a really good candidate.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, may I also add just a little comment on that? As I'm also currently interested in applying to the master's degree right now, I consult with a lot of people, and the main thing that I got that is very helpful is that by getting a research assistant experience that at least shows and sets a more specific topic of your study. So when applying to master's degree, it's really important to have a more specific goal, more specific topic of interest. Yep, and that's really important when applying to master's and PhD, of course.
And also have one question related to this. Can we do an array which is connected to our minor, not major?
So I think I can answer this question because my research assistantship was not really directly related to math, because it was related to computer science. And I think, yes, you are still, you can do it, but if you have enough knowledge and you can prove that you have enough knowledge to a professor with whom you intend to do research. And also if you consider to work in this area, which is connected to your minor, so I would definitely recommend you to do research internship, research assistantship, especially related to your minor, not major, because it will account. For example, if you are applying to computer science job, but you graduated math degree, but you have some experience in research in computer science, then you can still apply to this job.
Any other questions? So if no questions, you can also refer later to our speakers so that they will share the experience and experience with you if you have questions any later. So, and also you may also contact their school, the Ministry of Research and Innovations. So they got this peer advising program, research peer advising program, and you also have consultation how to start the research and get the research assistance at the university. So yes, so this the video recording will be posted later on our YouTube channel. So please follow us and also learn more about the AAO services, about the School of Sciences and Humanities. And thank you all for today's session. Thank you all for participating and asking your questions. Thank you. So thanks to our speakers for sharing their guidelines, for sharing their tips. Thank you all. So I think this is all. Thank you.
Yeah, just to say the same as you, Zarina, thank you everyone for coming. NUFIP students, thank you for being here, and speakers, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with the students. Thank you.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye all. Thank you. Have a good evening.